Welcome once again, bizarre creatures enthusiasts. As we embark on a meticulous, comprehensive biological investigation into the sophisticated reproductive strategies prevalent within the planet's most vibrant, specialized, and endemically rich ecosystems, the tropical coral reefs, our subject today is the clownfish Amphiprionia, a charismatic, small pomacentrid whose very existence within the dense, high predation, specialized environments is predicated on extreme symbiotic dependence and obligate hermaphroditism. The clownfish presents an unparalleled masterclass in evolutionary lineage, employing a combination of symbiotic mucus immunity, territorial dominance, and specialized sequential hermaphroditism, cementing its status as the most recognized example of protandrous sex change. The foundational element of their survival strategy is the alarming morphology of their gonadal system, which is not merely reproductive but an intricately engineered sensory and ecological device, allowing permanent cohabitation with the highly venomous sea anemone. Chemically speaking, the physiological mechanism controlling sex determination allows extraordinary flexibility and manipulation, enabling the clownfish to perform a crucial reproductive function, notably shifting gender in response to social stimuli and group hierarchy. At the critical level of group behavior, the clownfish exerts its effect by binding social input with gender expression, using its specialized hierarchy to dictate who occupies the single female role within the anemone. This binding event is catastrophic for the group dynamic because the largest male, upon the female's death, must immediately transition to the female role to preserve the breeding pair. The resulting continuous, controlled social structure allows the dominant male to access the only viable breeding opportunity, causing persistent and forced exploitation of the single anemone niche. This overwhelming, highly focused reproductive strategy rapidly leads to the largest male's systemic hormonal disruption, resulting in immediate morphological transition, followed inevitably by the assumption of the dominant female role. The historical context of this morphology is critical. The concept of all clownfish being born male remained largely unknown to the general public until modern deep-sea research, primarily due to its small size and the complex, inaccessible nature of its endemic habitat. Their method involves a deliberate, non-lethal, yet highly efficient probing of the dense anemone tentacles, allowing the precise collection of food and protection. A perfect example of sustained ecological utility through physiological innovation. The most profound biological enigma surrounds the animal's mucus. Despite its visual distinctiveness, the coat is covered in a specialized, sugar-based secretion that mimics the anemone's own mucus, preventing the catastrophic activation of stinging nematocysts. This specific anatomical specialization within their mucosal system essentially renders their entire physiological system chemically resistant to the venom, preventing the fatal energy expenditure that affects every other generalized reef fish. Crucially, the clownfish does not engage in extensive schooling. It operates purely as a symbiotic anchor, systematically utilizing the anemone's micro-reservoir of safety to fuel the massive metabolic demand of its restricted existence. Focused ecological research has definitively linked the clownfish's social structure to the prevalence of specific size differentials, primarily marked by specialized hormonal cues on their gonads, which function as social depots in the absence of absolute physical fighting. This highly specific social cascade implies that the ultimate reproductive signals likely originate in the unique environmental stressors of the reef, are then processed by the fish's brain, and finally concentrated by the hormonal system. A triple-layered ecological dependence. This highly specific behavioral structure implies that the ultimate sex change signals likely originate in the unique chemical composition of the group hierarchy, and are finally concentrated by the largest subdominant male. A triple-layered ecological dependence. The clownfish has evolved specialized, densely packed, pigment cells distributed across the entire body, which function exclusively as secure, permanent warning depots for predators and specialized camouflage against the nightly reef elements. The clownfish has evolved specialized, densely packed, brightly colored fins distributed across the lateral surface, which functions exclusively as secure, permanent movement depots and specialized protection against the nightly reef currents upon even minor social stress or perceived threat. These animals instantaneously utilize their aggressive swimming and specialized size for dominance, creating a rapidly effective, ready-made social mantle that deters any potential intrusion attempt by smaller males. This critical observation provides irrefutable evidence that the clownfish's powerful survival is a socially determined phenotype, inextricably linked to the unique, complex structural composition of the small, solitary anemone habitat, the loss of its specialized reef habitat, and the introduction of ocean acidification and trawling presents a dire, dual existential threat. Not only is the animal losing its physical home, but it is simultaneously losing the entire, symbiotic support structure essential for its specialized survival mechanism. The incredible diversity across the Amphiprionia genus shows a profound singularity. The clownfish's social sex change is the most drastic survival strategy, a fact which reflects the precise, localized symbiotic specialization of this particular species beyond the aggressive territorialism. The clownfish exhibits surprising degrees of obligate parental care, with the male vigilantly guarding the eggs against desiccation and pathogenic fungal infection for weeks after the eggs are laid. The dedicated male undertakes the arduous, dangerous task of constant fanning, navigating the eggs to locate isolated, debris-free micro-reservoirs of high-quality oxygenated water. In certain individuals, the male parent exhibits an extraordinary level of paternal investment, leaving the eggs protected for days while he patrols, only returning briefly to clean, a behavior known as guarding. This high investment in offspring survival, contrasting with the animal's aggressive, intimidating presence, beautifully illustrates the profound and often paradoxical evolutionary pressures at play in complex, high mortality environments. The specialized sex change and size difference behavior itself remains a cornerstone in modern biomechanics, providing a perfectly calibrated, highly selective probe for studying the kinetics and structure of specialized social perception in human hormonal systems. By meticulously studying the size difference and hormonal analysis, scientists aim to design specific social models or novel synthetic tools that could revolutionize the understanding of gender fluid dynamics and social adaptation. By meticulously studying the clownfish's specialized mucus coat and chemical composition, scientists aim to design specialized venom-repellent barriers or novel, synthetic systems that could revolutionize personal protection in hazardous marine environments. The social complexity of the clownfish's group hierarchy collectively represents a vastly unexplored behavioral reservoir, holding untapped potential for developing new classes of biomimetic systems, focusing on dominance signaling and cooperative living. The evolutionary phenomenon is further confirmed by the discovery of similar, specialized sex change techniques in unrelated species, like certain wrasse and moray eels, reinforcing the concept of a shared behavioral and ecological reproductive strategy. Their unparalleled combination of extreme bizarreness, profound specialization, and specialized ecological dependence solidifies their status as one of the most enigmatic and scientifically crucial organisms on Earth. This intense scientific breakdown should leave no doubt that the most bizarre, visually shocking inhabitants of our planet frequently wield the most powerful, meticulously engineered, and deeply mysterious biological secrets. Now, we turn the focus back to you, our dedicated audience. Following this deep exploration, which other creature possessing extreme, bizarre, or unique skeletal or behavioral properties should bizarre creatures investigate next? Please share your suggestions for future topics, along with any specific questions you have regarding the clownfish's sex change process or its specialized symbiotic relationship in the comments section below. We value your critical engagement. If you found this granular, scientific dissection of the clownfish and its ecology informative and stimulating to your curiosity, please take a moment to hit that like button to significantly support our specialized content production. Ensure you are permanently subscribed to the Bizarre Creatures channel today for continuous weekly updates and in-depth scientific narratives on the world's most incredible and often misunderstood animals. Critically, remember to activate the notification bell, guaranteeing that you are immediately alerted the moment our next exploration into the profound mysteries of the natural world is released. Thank you for joining us for this highly detailed session of Bizarre Creatures. Stay intensely curious, and we will continue the relentless pursuit of the world's most shocking biological truths together.